Hey everyone, it's your girl Alfia. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Today I want to talk about Eva and Kat. These are the Richardson sisters. They are half sisters. They are Ted's daughters. Now, if you haven't already, did I say like, share, and subscribe to my channel? Yes, let's talk about it. Let's sit down and let's discuss Eva and Kat. Now, Kat was raised like a Richardson. Eva was sadly not. She was raised as Eva Thompson. Her mother is Leslie Thompson. Leslie Thompson and Ted Richardson had an affair years and years ago. And out of the affair came Eva. When she became pregnant with Eva, this is the story that was told to us. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going by all stories that is told by the show. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. Don't be like, that's not what happened. I'm talking about what happened on the show. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going what the writers say. Okay. As of right now, we only had one DNA test, and I'm going to say I think they should have did another DNA test before you jump headfirst into things. Okay, so Leslie comes to Fairmont Crest again to get what is owed to her daughter Eva. So she has Eva take a job at Nicole's clinic. Nicole is a therapist. And her assistant Laura was ran off the road. And guess who did it? Leslie Thomas ran her off the road. And she caused the girl to have an accident. And she goes to the hospital. And she does all kinds of crazy stuff to make sure that Eva gets what she deserves. So Eva is around Ted and Nicole. Ted and Nicole are so blinded, but their daughter, Kat, is not. She's like, there's something up about her. Because the first time, her first impressions of meeting Ava was Ava digging through the drawer at her mom's office. She's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I think she said she was looking for a stapler. So, this is where we learn about Kitty Kat. And we learned, and this that actually when I learned about her character, I actually did not like how she treated Ava. How she said stuff about Ava's clothes, her hair, and all kinds of stuff. And it's just like, oh my God, like for real. Like, why are you being a bratty brat? But I grew to love Kat, so because I was always team Eva, but I'm team both of them. But I'm also I'm gonna call them both out. But okay, let's fast forward a little bit further. Kat starts dating Tomas, and him and Eva have conversations, and Kat's done caught them plenty of times holding hands, and Kat was a virgin. She ends up sleeping with Tomas, him being her first, and she was not happy, not satisfied. He was a bore to her. But Tomas be's messy, you know, him still talking to Eva. Him and Eva had a makeout session, and she tried to stop it or whatever. And then eventually when she gets her own place, because her mom wins money, okay? Her mom gets money from an inheritance that Nicole's mother had set up for Barbara. Barbara was articulate, and she was put out of the articulates. And poor Anita felt bad for it, and she decided to set up a trust fund. Barbara had a sister that sadly passed away, and they had been trying to get in touch with Leslie. And Eva was trying to tell her, she's like, just do it or whatever. She's like, I don't know what it is. So she finds out about the trust because her mother that raised her adopted mother, Peaches, which was Articulate's Barbara's friend. But this is my thing, though. They all grew up in Cabrini Green in Chicago. I think that's in Chicago. I'm sorry, because I don't want to mess with people where people are from. Or if they're from Chicago. I think or Chicago is in Detroit. It's one of the two. I know it's Cabrini Green. That's all I know. Okay, so if Barbara, Tracy, and Anita all grew up there, Barbara, Tracy, Anita, and there's another girl. It's Tracy and I can't think of the other young lady. It was four of them. But Barbara was in the group. She helped start the group, sew like the clothes and stuff. But, the guy, I can't remember the guy's name. He wanted her out the group. And Barbara conceived Leslie, but no one knew about it. So this is my thing. If y'all are all friends, how y'all don't know about her conceiving a child? Like, it's not ringing a bell. But okay, cool. She has her baby, and then Barbara is kind of like Dreamgirls, kind of. But without the whole thing, Barbara ends up offing herself, and Leslie never knew her mother. And Peach is Barbara's best friend. And I'm going to go ahead and say, how do Peaches? That's what I'm going to go ahead and say. I've been thinking Peaches is Barbara. Even though we saw a picture of Barbara, I don't think that's Barbara. I think Peaches is Barbara. I really do. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. That's what I'm going to stick to. Just don't pay me no mind. Leslie gets the inheritance, and Anita stops it or whatever. because she can't stop Leslie from having. So Leslie builds a house, buys a house from across from the Duprees, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it's just like meet your little terrorizer, because Leslie is on a hunt. She feels as though the Duprees stopped something, and then Nicole, Ted choosing Nicole, even though that was his wife and you was a side piece or whatever. And it's just like, you have a lot of bitterness, honey. When I would have got that money, I would have got the hell out of Dodge. And I told my daughter, you can either come with me or go somewhere else, because baby, I'm not fit to sit here and terrorize these people, because for what? But Leslie had bigger fish to fry. She married a guy named Alan, and because she left town after she had to make with Ted. Ted got in touch with Bill. Bill was Danny's husband, and he's the fixer of all problems. So he decided to threaten Leslie, she said. And it was true. And she left town and had her baby and raised her child, and she ended up marrying Alan somehow. But I'm also saying this, Alan wouldn't let Eva call him dad. So my thing is, and me and my friend was talking about, why was Leslie with Alan if you didn't play by Eva? And I'm going to go ahead and say it, and people are trying to say, well, Leslie is so about the money. Why she didn't come back? Maybe because she had Alan and she didn't want nobody to know. And I'm going to say she always told Ava about, I'm sorry if you heard the thunderstorm because it's thunder and lightning where I'm at. Ava knew about her dad, but her mom always said he didn't want you or something like that. So Eva was put under impression when she was working with Ted, and she saw Ted, she was working around Nicole. When she saw Ted, she was always told, like, your dad didn't want you, whatever. He didn't even know anything about that Leslie had the child. He thought she had an abortion, and she went on by her day. But this is where Ted messed up. When Ted saw Leslie, he didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing to Nicole. He told her to stay away from his wife. But Ted, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You should have told your wife. I think that would have helped y'all out in the long run. Because Eva planned a whole anniversary party, and that's when Leslie had her little glamorous little dress on, and she came in and bust up that table. And I'm like, bruh, what the hell? But people are trying to figure out, they think that there's theories saying that they got switched at birth, Kat and Eva. I'm going to go ahead and say if they got switched at birth, that would mean that Leslie had to come back to town if she switched the babies out and then take which collar. But I'm going to say this, if that is true, I'm going to go ahead and say Kat will really have somebody to ride for her, because Leslie would ride for her. But if she did do that, that was trifling. But if she's not his child, people are trying to say Alan is the father. But I mean, we don't even know, because Alan treated her so bad. So we don't know. When did she marry Alan? I think she married Alan not too long after Ava was born. But we do know that Leslie was pregnant. That's what she said. So I mean, people still think she lied about that, but we don't know. But I think they should have done the DNA test. What do y'all think? What is y'all theories? Do you think that Eva is Ted's child? I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, for now, because I don't really know. I mean, it's like, before I was like, yeah, this is child, but I don't know. But this is TV. But I'm also saying this, what is Eva's storyline if she is not Ted's father? And who is her father? Like, for real. Or, if she is, okay, let's just say she is switched at birth, like people are saying. And that means that Kat is from Leslie. That'll be an interesting storyline, too. Then I feel really bad for Kat. Then she's not really a Dupree. Then that means Anita telling Ava, saying you'll never be a Dupree because how you did my daughter, it's going to come back to bite you. So I'm going to go ahead and say, just drop your theories. What do y'all think? And thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss any of my updates. But that is all for Kat and Eva. Who is Ted's real daughter? Or is both of them his real daughter? That's all.